All right, today we're going to work on the windows, but before we do this, we're doing a bit of glazing over the house, the walls, to change them from yellow into a bit of a green in there. A nice green. It's a wash, so what I'm doing is I'm putting a wash of, this is bright aqua green, Liquitex, Naples yellow, and a bit of raw umber to tone the color down. And it's a wash, so there's transparency in here. It's not heavy paint. And I'm just going over with my brush. It's not gonna look perfect, and we don't want it to look perfect. We want some parts to look lighter and some parts darker. Some parts will show more yellow. This is a nice thing about glazing. You just put it over whatever you have and it's fine. You're not covering anything, you're just going over quickly. Over some parts. And then just do the balcony. This part is optional. So if you want to keep it with Naples yellow only and raw umber with white, that's fine. If you want to add a bit of green, that's fine also. Now the bottom part, I'm just going to take these two colors, aqua green, bright aqua green, and Naples yellow, and I'm going to put more of the raw umber, a little bit more. So I'm getting a nice deep color. I like that personally. Usually I try to keep the bottom part a little bit more brown and darker than the upper part. And that's optional too. So if you like what you have there and you don't want to do this part, that's fine. You don't have to. Okay. I think it's just a bit too dark, so I'm gonna tone it down a bit. Yeah. Acrylic is so unpredictable. Honestly, just have to keep playing with the color until you get the right consistency or the right value. Okay. All right, that's good. All right, so to do the windows, we're going to use bright aqua green and raw umber. So I have here bright aqua green, and I have same here, but I added raw umber to it. And we're going to take round brush. I'm using a round brush, any brush that you're comfortable with. And we're going to start by adding, oops, all right, we need that. It's okay to go dark first, not too dark. We don't need it to be too dark, only in areas where there's shadow. I will shape it after. Right now it looks a bit thick, but I'll shape it after. We're going to fill anything that is wood. First layer is not going to be easy to fill, but that's okay. The more layers we put, the nicer it will look. Almost there. Okay, a small one. Wow, this bright aqua green is transparent. Are you having the same issue? It's transparent. My goodness. That's all right. We'll start adding white to this. It would be fine. But the thing is, we forgot, or I forgot, to put the windowsills. All right, let's do this now. Since I have raw umber, I'm going to add titanium buff. While the windows are drying,
Just titanium buff.
titanium buff and raw umber. And we're going to increase the amount of titanium buff in a minute and put some white in it. But right now, just for the first layer, titanium buff and burnt umber. Same colors we used for the upper wall. Oh, it's raining again.
It's raining here too.
Good. We need the rain.
Have you noticed it rains a lot on our art days?
Yeah.
Really?
Perfect time of day
It
to
is?
be painting. It's when it's raining. Perfect.
Yeah, it is.
I'm wondering why I get blobbed with paint all over my canvas. It's all over my fingers.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
that's normal.
Oh my God. Where did that come from? It's so great.
We're supposed to do that. Otherwise, it's not painting.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Now this is good. Let's add a bit of white to this and highlight. Highlight the windowsills. Titanium buff, white, some water. All right, so the windowsills on this side shouldn't be that strong, just because we're putting them over a darker color. That's good enough. Okay, we're good.
is titanium buff for the windowsills. And
titanium buff and white, bit of white.
Oh, white. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the first layer? Oh, okay. I thought you did a different.
No, the first layer was titanium buff and raw umber.
Okay.
And then the second layer.
That's what I'm just going to do. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right, no problem.
Messing around with the stuff.
It's okay. Just doing another layer of the same because it's transparent. Color is transparent, so it didn't cover completely the first time. All right. Second layer done. I will change the size of these windows, the frame, once I start adding the glass part. So right now it doesn't matter. It looks a bit too thick on some of them, but it doesn't matter. Once we start adding the window panes or the glass part, we will make them narrower. This is good for the first one, first layer. second part now is we're going to highlight.
So I forgot to do all those little shadows you have under each window.
Oh, those underneath the sill, windowsill. That's all right. We can add them right now. I'm going to stop recording, and then we can just work on those. There we go. All right. All right, let's start highlighting the windows. So I'm going to take a round brush, same mixture, which is bright aqua green with raw umber, but this time I'm going to add white. So I'm not adding white to the bright aqua green only by itself right there. I'm adding white to the one that has raw umber in it. Let's add a little bit more white. It's nice to have that nice bright color. This one here, I'm going to start with the highlighting the bottom part only, just because the upper part is in the shadow area because of the piece of window sill on top. So we're just highlighting the lower part, and that will give the impression of this part being in the shadow, in the shade. Perfect. All right, let's continue.
The top one you did highlighted the whole thing though.
Yes, because it doesn't have one. Okay, and now let's move on to these ones here. Actually, I need to change my brush for those little ones. I'll do this one here. Upper part is highlighted all the way up to here, this part. And then underneath, I'm going to keep part of it in the shade. Darker, part of it. Because the awning is casting a shadow over this part. Let's highlight a little bit here. All right, I'm going to change brushes, same, round, but smaller. So sometimes what I do, well, most of the time, what I do with the windows is I highlight the top part and I keep the lower part medium tone. It looks much nicer when the upper part is a little bit more highlighted than the lower part of the window frame. One more layer of highlights, and it's going to be lighter on top and slightly darker at the bottom. So it's lighter over here and a little bit darker at the bottom here. We're going to put a pot right here, pot of flowers on top, so we're good. That's it. Maybe I can do the railing on the side. Simple, same color, and also we can create a kind of a design for up here, something simple. So railing, same colors. I'm just going to do a thin line, and I'll highlight it after. All right, let's put a couple of spindles. And what we'll do is we will put kind of round dots staggered, just because we don't want to go into too much detail in here. It will look much better once I highlight it. Now, another part that needs to be done, because we're using this color, is the finials on top of the house. So I will zoom in. All right. Let's take the same idea, same color, raw umber and bright aqua green, and we can put one line across like this. That would go outside a bit. Let's push it outside a bit of the roof, red roof. Then we will we'll put another one smaller, shorter on top. and then we will put the finial. Okay, this will look much better when I start highlighting it, but I'm going to go darker with this. It doesn't have to be exactly the same color, so I'm going to put more. I will put more of the raw umber in this. And let's do this one. Oh, it's hard to see because of the green behind it. That's okay. Here we go. Let's add some green, aqua green in there. And it will look better when I start highlighting. You'll see it. And again, another finial here. You can barely see it. Let's highlight it. First one. Second one, smaller, shorter, and the finial. Again, so I'm adding more highlights to the aqua color. It's mixed, the aqua color is mixed with raw umber and white. Now we just put a finial on top. And again, the same here, same thing. Now, sometimes what I do is I add kind of a little detail on the side. If I find that, it needs a bit of something. No need here. Adding more white. Okay. Now, for this part, if you want to keep it simple, you could keep it just the way it is. Don't need to add anything. Or we could put a bit of play around with the colors, with the... Before I do this, let's highlight this. There. That's the one on the side. Now I can do this part. I can keep it simple with not too much work, but then still I have to put a line here in blue. Just a small line. An option is to put some raw umber. And mix bright aqua with raw umber. Take the brush. I will highlight this after, so it's not just the first layer. First one here. Put a line. Let's try to do it this way. Try to put a round and a smaller one and then a bigger one. So ball, in between, smaller one. Again, this is kind of a simple way of doing it. Putting a detail here without having to work too much. Oops, I can't see it here. Okay, let's go here. Small one in between. I'm going to be highlighting this, but this is just the first layer, so I can put the highlight over it. Like a little crown in there. The only reason I do these things, like I'm doing it this way, I'm doing dark here and kind of lighter here, is just because what's in front, whatever is in front of the actual, behind it actually, behind the detail. So behind this detail from here on is a tree, and I need to go lighter so I can see the detail. Let's put some more aqua. This is all optional. If you feel like you don't want to put it and you're good and you like the way it looks, we don't have to. There's no need to add it if you're good with the detail you have. So this is kind of more of an aqua color. That's aqua, bright aqua green with white only, nothing else. The highlight, because it's so small. So if we use bright aqua green and white without adding anything else, we're good. Let's do here too. Again, this is optional. over on this side, where the chimney is, this is when we need those acrylic pens that
Yeah.
John has. All right, on this side. Round brush, and I'm just putting a little bit of a design here. It will show more when I highlight it. It will look much better once it's highlighted and done one more layer. We need one more layer. And also what I do sometimes, if I find that my lines are too thick, I go back with the colors of the tree, any green that's the same kind of close in value to what I have in the background, and I do negative painting. So I shape the detail in the front by using negative painting, by using the trees, by filling the trees. We're good. Next week we'll do the window panes, awning, and we start on the greenery. Oh, frame, door frame. Oh, forgot about the door frame. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the door frame. Since we have the colors, we have raw umber, titanium buff, exactly what we did with the rest of the windowsills. This is too big. Let's try this one. And we still have the gate. So basically we still have quite a bit to do.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Now we have more time.
Mm.
We all thought this was our last one.
No. No. Yeah, we need those extra weeks. Let's put a little bit of white now. So the first layer I did is raw umber and titanium buff. Now I'm adding a bit of white to the same mixture. Let's push this, start highlighting from here. Again, for the same reason. I'll show you in a minute. This part right here on top is casting a shadow over the door, and that will cast a shadow over the window frame too, the door frame. Let's put a bit of more white into this mixture of titanium buff and raw umber. And over here as well. And some over on top. Okay. I usually take a bit of white in this mixture, and more white with a small brush, round brush, and I put a little bit of white on top, like this. That gives it an extra little detail. Makes it much more interesting. On all of the windowsills, just the top part. So next week I'll draw the gate, and we can work on this part as well after we finish the window panes. So we're done for this week. We're good. Next week we'll continue.